work on humility, work on confidence. Salespeople are known for confidence, not always known for humility.
Well, Chris, I'd like to switch gears. I'm going to ask you some questions. You've worked in developing people and coaching and a lot of that over the last 30 years, really. Yeah. And, when you start thinking about what the top performers do, like what separates top performers, what makes people great, what kind of things do you see? Share with, what 30 years of experience in coaching many companies, many people, there must be some patterns, some trends, some things that you see. What would you share with someone that's in the business world, wanting to have better business communication and really wanting to play at that high level? What do you see?
Yeah, well, so I'll kind of first start off with a couple of, internal values, and I think the right combination of humble and confident is probably the number one thing that will influence overall success, probably in any role, not just sales. Yeah. And so when I say like it's the perfect combination of humility and confidence that we're looking for, right? Not such a blown up ego that I think everything I know is how it is, and not so much self-doubt that when things are pointed out to me that I tend to crumble and I can't really tolerate it. So I think, finding your sweet spot of combining humility with confidence is really key. So how do you get there? You stay teachable, you ask for feedback, things like that. How do you build confidence? I think you build confidence by suiting up and showing up, doing what you said you would do, following through on your commitments. And because I think that confidence just comes from and I would love to pull out a John Wooden quote for you, but I have a feeling he's got themes in there that I'll bore off of, but doing what you said you would do and the sense of satisfaction, I really believe this is somewhere a John Wooden quote, the sense of satisfaction that you get from honoring the commitments that you made and doing what you said you would do to the best of your ability, that feels like success and that builds confidence. And staying humble enough that along the way that knowing doesn't matter how good you are or how good you've been, there's probably still another level, right? So I would say number one, work on humility, work on confidence. Salespeople are known for confidence, not always known for humility.
Yeah, that's a good one. And that's a hard balance to strike, right?
It is. Yeah. And I'd say we're all probably, always working on that to the right degree to get that, cabin pressure just right. Yeah. You don't want it over pressured. You don't want it under pressured. And the strings on your guitar, not too tight, not too loose, just right.
Yeah. Well, something that you shared resonated with me was, there's this humbleness in the beginning, and it's a little bit situational. The humbleness should always be there as a value, as you shared. But that humbleness is when I go into a situation, I really seek first to understand, and I'm kind of quiet and observant and take it in and listen and try to understand what's happening. What's the situation? What's the mindset of the person I'm talking with, communicating with? What's their emotional composure? Like what's going on, right? And there can be a humbleness out of exploring that, which is very powerful. And I think this confidence comes with, like, I'm going to understand that and do what I can to help them, which transitions that humbleness to now confidence that I want to help and serve. And the word that resonates with me on confidence is integrity. And the definition of integrity, not good and bad integrity, but integrity of be whole and complete. So being whole and complete with who you say you are, there's a lot of, I don't know, it's just something I think intrinsic. If I say I'm someone that values being on time and I show up on time all the time, then I get power from that or confidence. But when someone says I'm always on time and I'm late, I feel the other side of it, right? So whatever you say and you believe you are, if you can land in that space, those two things really, I think, can be defining factors of how to balance that. And that's the thing I think we wrestle with all the time, right? So
I've heard it put, walk the walk versus talk the talk. And you've been around the block for a while, you know the right things to say. Are you living that way? So that to me, usually comes top of the list. And then I would say, from if I looked at just two other broader characteristics of top performers are busy. They're getting 4 hours a day of live dialogue. They're going live 4 hours a day on the phone or in front of a prospect or a client. They're in a Zoom meeting. They're at a factory tour. They're calling somebody on the way from one appointment to the next. They're making calls from the airport. They're really maximizing those windows of time that others would just toss out as lost. Mm-hmm. And I think they're focused on how to do that. They're intentional with that effort. And I think if you're maximizing those 4 hours each day of real great go live time, that is naturally going to lead you to a better outcome. And your encounter with the customer, if you really treated each customer like, hey, it's a puzzle that I'm trying to solve, and you're asking enough questions to better understand what are the cornerstone pieces that matter most. What are some of the nuances about all these blues when they all kind of look the same, and maybe you got to try a couple things just to see if you're getting closer, and being willing to try some stuff that doesn't work. You ever done that with the puzzle where you're like, this piece has to work, and then for them to go, no, that's not exactly right, and so you can maybe together with the customer put the whole picture together. And I think if over the course of time, whether that's one meeting, two meetings, years of working together, you're constantly working on building that completed picture together, and you're asking enough questions to better understand where they're coming from, and you're exploring their world and doing all the things that we would want them to do, and understanding who cares and everything that would be important. I think you'll be able to solve the puzzle if the puzzle is solvable.